Hello, this is Ted Buchman. I'm famous, damn it! In some pretty bad news, our general building burned down, and with it went my wardrobe, my assistant, Philip, who burnt down the building, and thusly my tea that I have every time I do the news, and my shuffling papers. When it comes to the Democratic primaries, we see two frontrunners, in fact only two people running, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Now this country faces a choice, a black penis or a vagina. Either way, it will be the first time one of these has run our country. So now, for an interview, I have called in genitalia politics relations specialist, Gordon Telling. Gordon?
Good evening, Ted. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
It's good to have you, Gordon. So I have some questions and...
Well, before we get started, I would like to ask you, which genitalia do you have?
I actually have a penis.
Really?
It's a white penis, average size.
Quite intriguing. Mine is slightly larger than average. People who have larger penises tend to feel more confident about themselves.
I feel wonderful. I'm Ted Buchman. I'm famous, damn it!
And talking about size, actually, Barack Obama seems very confident when he's speaking, so I presume that his penis is rather large.
Now,
and strong and stiff.
Now, this all seems to make sense to me, but I do have a couple questions. Could you please explain to me, why do you think white male penises, as opposed to white female penises, have been ruling America for the past 200 years?
Well, actually, it's a common misconception that females do in fact have penises.
You mean they don't?
Well, recent studies have shown that they don't.
So, Professor Telling, could you please explain to me why there's this influx in new genitalia in U.S. politics?
We think that it has always existed, it's just we have been ignorant of it.
Really?
And recently we have discovered that they do exist.
So people just didn't invent the vagina and the black man penis?
No, they've always been around, we just never knew about them. Well, we knew about the penis, but not black penises.
This is bizarre.
Yes, it's
I never knew this.
Amazing.
So, my next question is, what do you think a vagina in charge of this country would mean, as opposed to the penises we've had in the past?
I don't know. We've noticed that these people with vaginas tend to act differently than those with penises. Well, quite honestly, I think the world would end.
So, now I've noticed something. I've formed something in my head. It goes like this. Asian people have very small penises, yes. You've agreed to this earlier on.
Yes.
So, what happens is that these Asian people with very small penises seem to have empires and emperors for these empires.
And hereditary rule.
Yes, hereditary rule through the male lineage. And they have the smallest penises of all. White men have middle-sized penises, and they started democracy. Now, a democracy has slightly less control over its people than an emperor does over his.
Yes, it's more divided amongst the people.
Yes, whereas black people in Africa, and please don't take this as racist or anything, tend to have tribes and tribal warfare. Well, my next question, Professor Telling, is this. Now, we touched on this earlier, but I don't feel like you properly answered my question, or we got a little sidetracked. But, as you stated, the female with her, I was going to say his or her vagina.
It's very confusing,
yes,
I know. It's
yes.
hard to adapt to.
It is. I'm going to be learning about this new form of genitalia now. The female with her vagina, apparently,
yes,
is more moody than the male around the time of her period that you brought up.
Yes, it's called a period.
Now, my question is, would a female who is having her period and is our president take the smallest offense, not something very big, but just a small offense, as a huge problem, and wage war against the country when they didn't really mean any harm? They were just maybe making a little fun of our female president.
Yes, in fact, I have postulated that is why females have never been in rule, because it's always ended up that they have fucked everything up.
The male, when he is sexually aroused, and keep in mind that no males except for gays were sexually aroused until the 1920s.
Yes.
That is accurate, yes?
Yeah.
Alright.
About that.
Alright.
That was just the beginning of the discovery. It only started getting... Yeah, just continue.
Okay. Well, the male with his erection. Now, the erection requires blood in the penile area. The penile not being like
penalized,
the
yes,
jail
yes,
system, but
yes.
rather the penis hole area.
Yes.
Yes. So, more blood is flowing through the penis. However, a bigger penis would require more blood.
Well, I've come to
wait. let me finish my question. A bigger penis would require more blood. So less of the blood would be going to the brain. So do we want a ruler, or rather a president, who has less blood in their brain and is thusly less capable of thought because his penis is larger?
Well, it's the same thing as I said before. You see, when he gets sexually aroused, he is in no state to rule. So
that's what you were saying about the woman on her period.
Yes, I'm saying it's the same thing as that. So whenever he is sexually active or has an erection for some unknown reason, as men are wont to do, just don't let him do anything for a while. Let him go into the bathroom.
Can he be off
work his magic.
or have sex with a woman?
Yes. What? Yes.
Well, it's been very nice having you, and thank you very much for the popcorn.
You can keep it, actually.
Oh, thank you. It's appreciated.
I put rupees in it. Goodbye. But only in yours!